Hey guys, my name's Nick. I'm one of the service technicians here at the Inverter Service Center, and today we're going to be discussing two different things. The first thing we're going to be discussing is we're actually going to be doing an unboxing video on the 815-2012 made by Xantrex, also known as the Freedom SW 2012. I figured since we're doing a Xantrex instructional video series for the SCP, why not open up a Xantrex product as well? So we're going to show you what all you get if you purchase this. The second thing we're going to be discussing is some troubleshooting. There's a lot of confusion when people call us and ask for help on where to meter certain voltages and what type of voltages. So we're going to show you where to meter the DC voltage, the AC input and output voltages on the inverter. So if you guys are ready, let's dive on in. Alright guys, so I got the Xantrex unit out. Like I said, you get the Freedom SW 2012. This is the stuff you're going to get with it. We'll go over the Freedom SW 2012 here in a second. But these are the things you're going to get with it when you purchase it. You get a nice little warning sticker here. And this is pretty cool. I didn't know they had these. I don't know if this is a recent feature they just added. But they have a nice... I don't know if you can see that. There you go. You have a nice, pretty colored diagram, wiring diagram here, and this is going to show you on this top here. It's showing you your parallel stacking configuration. So if you're stacking two units together in parallel, this is how you're going to wire it. And it's also at the bottom here showing your series stacking configuration. So if you're going to stack this in series, this is the wiring diagram for it. I didn't know they had this in here. This is pretty sweet. So you get that, and you get two manuals here. First manual is going to be your owner's guide, and the second manual you'll have here is going to be your installation guide. This is one thing Xantrex does a great job on, is going through and making sure you understand your unit and also how to install it. You have your battery temp sensor it comes with. Pretty straightforward on that. This also comes with the DC terminal covers. You got your positive and your negative. It also comes with two terminators and the hardware for the battery cable, so it looks like a lock washer and some nuts. And then this is something that Xantrex does, and I hope they never quit doing it because I love this, is they give you this sweet Xantrex Freedom SW mounting template. So if you're wanting to mount this, and all inverters are extremely heavy, this is not excluded from that. So it is every bit of 60 pounds, 50-60 pounds I'd bet. And to hold that in place while somebody marks where you want to mount it and then screw it in is kind of a bear. So they give you this sweet mounting template, and you can just hold up that piece of paper to the wall or wherever you're going to mount it and just draw your little spots on where you're wanting to drill. So that's what it comes with, the Freedom SW 2012. And now we'll actually take a look at the unit itself. Alright guys, so this is going to be the front of the inverter, and like we discussed in our SCP instructional video, we have our Xambus interface, two ports here. We have our stacking port. We have our clear fault reset button here. This is another way you can clear the faults. You also have an enable inverter button here, so you can actually turn the inverter on manually at the inverter itself. You also have three little lights right here. You have an inverter enabled light, and you also have a gen support light when that's flashing. You have an AC in charging light, and you also have a fault warning light. So I'm going to turn this unit around so we can see the other side of it. Alright guys, this is the business end of the inverter. We have a remote port. Xantrex sells a separate on-off button remote that you can purchase, and that would plug in right here. It has a battery temp sensor port. It's labeled blue. the battery temp sensor wire is blue. So remember, blue to blue for the battery temp sensor. You have a DC, the negative DC lug here, the positive DC lug. You have your AC terminal block, your input and output, in this little door right here. It also has a little grounding bar right here that you're going to tie your AC grounds to. You have a 20 amp inverter AC output breaker. So this is breaker protected on the output side. It's also breaker protected on the input side on the inverter. So you have a 30 amp charger AC input breaker. You have two AC input and output knockouts here. You also have two more on this side as well. I'm going to turn the inverter around one more time so you can see all the info on the other side. Alright guys, so this part of the inverter, this side of the inverter I should say, is another very key part of the inverter. It's going to give you a lot of important information, so when you call us and we ask you for this information, you know where to find it. It's on the side with your two cooling fans. Important information, it has the serial number right here, it has the date of manufacturer, it has the part number, the model number, and your inverter specs and your charger specs. So when we ask you guys what model inverter do you have, on the Freedom SW units you can come here and you can see, okay, I have the FSW 2012, and you can relay that information to us. Just keep in mind all the pertinent information is going to be found on the cooling fan side. Alright guys, so I got my voltmeter here. We're going to be looking for DC voltage. If you have an issue with your inverter, I suggest checking your DC voltage first. You want to look at your negative terminal and your positive terminal on the inverter. And then you want to get your meter out and you want to set it to DC volts, and on your meter it's either going to say DCV or it's going to be the sine wave for DC, which is a solid line with three little dashes underneath of it and then a V next to it. And then you're going to read black to black and red to red here. And we want to see anywhere between 12.8 and 13.2. That's a nice happy voltage for DC on the inverter. The next thing we'll discuss is the AC input and AC output and how to meter those. You want to set your voltage meter to AC volts, which is either going to say ACV on your meter, or it's going to be the sine wave for AC volts, which is the sideways S, and it might have a V next to it as well. So set it to that, and then we're going to take our two probes and we're going to meter between the neutral and the hot. And we want to see, you know, typically anywhere between 118 to 125 is a pretty good AC voltage for 120. And so we see our 120 there. You know, incoming AC power is probably not your issue. You have your incoming AC power, so if you're plugged into shore power or have the generator running and it's actually getting to the inverter, then AC power is probably not your issue. The next thing we'll discuss is AC output. Say you're not getting power to your receptacles for some reason, or your loads I should say, whether it be, you know, your microwave, your refrigerator, you know, your outlets, TV, what have you. We're going to check the AC output. So same thing, keep it on the AC voltage setting on your meter, and we're just going to meter between the neutral and hot here. And again, anywhere between, I'd say 118 to 125 is probably a good voltage. So we want to see our 120 volts there, and we have it there. And there's an issue somewhere between, you know, the inverter and the load itself. So that's where we ask you guys to check while we test. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And remember, if you have issues with your inverter or just have questions, shoot us a call at 615-285-0611. Thanks guys, and have a great day.